So, you read the title to this damn video. I am reviewing season 3 of Stranger Things with spoilers. So, be warned. If you clicked on this video, yeah, you've seen it already, but I just want to warn you before I go into it because, yeah, you may not pay attention to the little thing that says spoilers, probably in the parentheses, but yeah, we'll see. So, yeah, and yeah, I just got to jump right into it. That ending that ending had me almost in tears. Actually, had me in tears pretty much. I mean, I tried to hold them back as much as I can. But I mean, with supposedly Hopper dying, that I mean, it really sucked when I like saw it. I was like, no, 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 you can't do that to me. But of course, later on they move into like the it's like the post credits to the last episode, or it's even in the credits. I love the way they did it. It was kind of an original thing they did with the credits going, and you see the snow coming down, so you know there's gonna be a scene popping up, and that scene like brings you to like Soviet Russia, and these two guys, of course, two Russian like Soviet soldiers, of course, they're taking this guy out of the prison they have there, and but the one guy says like not the American, and of course that I think we assume the Hopper's still alive. He must have got like blown into like the portal, I guess, or ended up somewhere in Russia. I don't know. Like if it's actually true that he's still gonna be alive, they're gonna have some explaining to do. But yeah, I really hope so. And it's just like, and of course they feed the other guy to like the Demigorgon, which is like, okay, yeah, we know we're getting a season 4 after that, but we're gonna get a season 4, and like they're not gonna end it after 3 seasons. But yeah, but I mean, with the death, of course, of like the supposed death, I think with like the letter being read by 11, I mean, it's just like wow, it just brings you to tears, and to see them moving, that's kind of heartbreaking. They're like they're gonna move. It's gonna be Joyce, of course, her sons Will and Jonathan, and then I guess 11's gonna be with them now. So yeah, they're moving somewhere. I don't know, but they're saying we're gonna get the hell out of we're gonna get the hell out of Hawkins. So yeah, it's gonna heartbreaking to see them leave. Of course, everyone say goodbye to them. So yeah, that was just very heartbreaking seeing them read the letter. I mean, yeah, just it was a very strong way to end season 3 of Stranger Things, which I absolutely love this season, and I think I loved every season so far. I mean, it's hard to choose what season I like the best because I feel like they're all just so great in like an equal way. I think maybe season 2 is not as good as the 1 and 3 because there is that episode, of course, in the season where, of course, 11 goes off wherever to meet those other people, and the other, I think it was like 8, whatever. Her name is 8 or something like that. She's like the eighth, like the child they experimented on. That episode was terrible. Yeah, I don't know if it was terrible. I mean, that might be an overreaction, but I mean, I think that's brings season 2 a little bit down. But yeah, overall, I mean, I thought season 3 was great. I mean, it kept you on your like toes the rest of the way, and of course, got to go to the characters. Of course, the characters were just so good with Lucas, Will, Mike, and oh, what was his name? Dustin. Yeah, Dustin. So yeah, and this is like they added characters. I mean, there have been so many characters in the show that's almost becoming Game of Thrones like, of course. But I love the way they interact with one another because there's parts in this like towards the end of the season you see they all come together, of course, but they do break them up into like groups. You got like Joyce and Hopper, and the Russian guy. I think is they call him Smirnov. I'm not sure what his real name was, but they're like a group together, and they also meet up with that weird guy Murray, like outside, and yeah, and of course they when they like, later on when they're at the fair, of course, where Smirnov, the Russian guy, gets killed. I mean that's kind of sad too because I I mean I wish I cared more, but I did care enough to be kind of sad about it because like right before his death he wins like the at the fair he wins the Woody the Woodpecker, which is it's just cool to see. Then of course that Russian guy who's like a Terminator. I didn't really care about him that much in this season. He's just like a Russian Terminator, but he comes in and kills him, of course. So that's sad. See Marie react to it. So yeah, I like that. Like little like the little group there, and of course we got like the was it the group with let's go to the Scoops Ahoy group, of course, with oh man, why am I blanking on his name? The coolest character in the show. Why am I? Oh, Steve Harrington. So yeah, Steve. You got the new character Robin, of course, who he works with, and of course we got like Dustin, and later on it's Lucas's sister. I forgot her name at the moment, but Lucas's sister comes in later. Of course, when she sneaks, they have her sneak into the place where the Russians are hiding, like underground, under the mall, which is kind of weird, but kind of cool in a way. And I mean, yeah, and I like the new character of Robin a lot. In fact, I was just hoping that I was hoping that Steve was probably gonna get together with her, which I had my hopes on it because I was kind of like with Steve, of course, with the first season. Of course, I was like, I wanted Nancy. Of course, I was sad. I think I was like everybody. I wanted Nancy to leave Steve for Jonathan, and then once she does that in season 2, I'm like, wait a minute, that was the wrong choice. Steve is the coolest character in the show. Why would he do that? But I was thinking, okay, like I mean, Robin's a cool girl. And then, of course, when they have that conversation in the bathroom, of course, the Robin doesn't exactly roll that way. I was like, oh man, that sucks. Steve was about to like get with her, I guess. But it turns out, yeah, she's not quite interested in him. So yeah, but that was like, I mean, Robin was a cool character. Is a cool character in the show. Hopefully, they still have her in the coming seasons of Stranger Things, and seeing the scene where they're getting injected with the drugs and make him talk. I mean, to make him spill the beans, of course, about them from the Russians. I thought that was like cool, and that scene was just funny. But yeah, but it was cool. Of course, Lucas' sister was cool as well. That was like it was cool to bring her in this, of course, too. And of course, the main group you have like 11, Max, and like the boys, of course, with Lucas, Mike, and Will. And I thought that was pretty heartfelt as well, seeing them. Of course, Will's like, if Will as a like kind of like, yeah, he wants to hang out with his friends still and have fun playing D&D. And of course, they're kind of Lucas and Mike are thinking about girls now because Max and 11, and I love all the things with Max and 11, of course, in the show. I thought that was pretty cool as well, seeing them interact well like with one another, because in the past season they were kind of like, okay, 11 didn't really care about Max that much, and now they seem to become best friends. And seeing the whole love angle with Lucas and Mike, whatnot, with Max and 11 was pretty cool because we haven't seen that, and they're getting older, and of course that's gonna happen. And as these kids get older, and I thought, okay, that's cool. And seeing, I love like the funny. I think the best thing about this season was at least for me, was the way Hopper, of course, interacted with Mike and 11. Of course, going just like, yeah, going so hard on Mike right there because he was spending too much time with 11. He was like, get the hell out of here. I'm going to kill you if you spend too much time with my daughter. And I thought, okay, that was cool. Just see them spend time with one another. And of course, that's where he, of course, before that, he writes the letter to 11, or he writes what, like, it's not a letter, but he writes what his speech was going to be if he was going to go that route. And then, of course, 11 later reads it at the end of the show, which was, yeah, that heartfelt moment I talked about earlier. And also, I almost forgot to talk about Billy, who's pretty much the main villain of the season. And of course, the monster takes over his body, just like it took over Will's in season 2. And he's kind of the one who is going after them, and with the monster too, of course, because there's this big, like, blobby, mushy monster that's in the season. I'm not sure what it's called, but and like with Steve, of course, they like it has Steve kind of take control of other people, of course, and then you see that like the other people get transformed into like well, not transformed, but they get turned. They start kind of representing the monster in a way. And it was like I kind of felt that like later on they would probably be turned back to normal, but they all pretty much died because they all became like mush and then became the monster in general. So yeah, there was just a lot more death in this season than the past two, which is like, okay, they're starting to get a little more darker here. They're keeping the tone, but they still are getting darker with all the death they had this season. Of course, Billy died too. And that was emotional a little bit because they kind of went more into his character this season. of course with 11 in like the sort of visions when she goes into like the her world and sees the visions of Billy when he was younger, and kind of going into the reason why he is this way. And yeah, that was kind of emotional when he steps in at the end and stops the monster, and the monster ends up killing him. It's like, okay, that's kind of heartfelt. I mean, I actually kind of cared for this character at the end, and to see him go out that way, it was kind of heartbreaking. Seeing Max see it in right there, it's just yeah, even more heartbreaking. Yeah, overall, I don't know if I got to everything in the show, but I thought this season was great. I thought I would say it was better than season two, because that episode from season two that yeah didn't quite do well with me, but I really enjoyed this season a lot, and it just went by so quick because it's so good that it's just like okay, you're just gonna like go through like the motions of it and watch it, and it's just like wow, it's over just like that. It's just like an 8 hour movie, pretty much, and yeah, from what I got, I enjoyed it. Season four, I don't know when it's gonna come out, probably like year and a half to 2 years from now, but yeah, I'll really enjoy it. It's gonna be interesting seeing the kids grow up. Of course, that's gonna like uh that's always interesting seeing like when kids are the focal point of a TV show when they grow up. It's just like okay, it's gonna be interesting to see that, because I think it's like yeah, it's almost like you're growing up with them, even though I'm like 26 and I'm like still watching the show, but I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, so yeah, overall I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was a great season. I loved it. So yeah, what holiday are they gonna do this for now? I think, ooh, what holiday have they not done? I mean, Halloween, Christmas, and 4th of July. So I don't know. They'll probably do like maybe Easter, St. Patrick's Day. I don't know, something like that. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, tell me what you thought about Stranger Things season 3. Did you love it as much as the first two seasons? Was it your favorite season? Tell me down in the comments below, and you can check out my channel for more reviews like this. I mostly do gaming videos now, but I'll still do reviews of movies and TV. So yeah, I need to do Spider-Man. I saw that, and I haven't done a review of it, but I'll definitely do one. Oh, I won't definitely do one, but maybe I'll do one. I don't know. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to, and yeah, I'm out.